Well, welcome back, sports fans, to Sly Wagon Lessons, where we are all about learning how to play the harmonica and the guitar together at the same time. And we've got a great example of how excellent that can sound with today's lesson. The song from Supertramp, Take the Long Way Home. So this is a harmonica intro at the start of the song that is just seared into my memory. So I thought I would demonstrate how to play it today. I'm going to bust the lesson up into kind of three parts. One, a little bit of a recap on how to bend notes, because you do need to bend a 4-draw today on an F harmonica. So we're going to, I'll recap for you how to go about bending notes, give you some things that you can work on there. Then I will show you the simple chord progression. We're using a capo today to simplify the chord shapes. I've got my capo at the 3rd fret there. So I'm going to be playing, for instance, the first chord will be an A minor 7 relative to the capo, an A minor 7. Magically, through the magic of the capo, that will be a C minor 7. All right, so the song is in the key of C in 2nd position, so that's why we've got an F harmonica in the rack for today. And then in the 3rd segment, I'll show you all of the notes. There's not that many. It is a simple little solo or intro on the harmonica from that perspective, from the number of notes. But you do need that bend, and then as well, there's a cool little slide that you can do that is easy to learn as well. All right, so about bending notes, and it's the 4-draw we're going to have to bend today. So there's a 4-draw. Now if I give it a half-step bend, you can hear how that changes, and then I let it resolve back up. So bending the notes lowers the pitch, unlike on a guitar, where bending a note raises the pitch. All right, on harmonica it lowers the pitch. Tricky little thing that we're doing in this intro is we're starting on a 4-blow, we're hopping quickly to the we're starting on the 4-draw, then we go to the 5-draw briefly. When we come back down to the 4-hole, it's starting with a bend. All right, so that's a little bit of, there's some timing there that you're going to want to get down, devote some practice to that. What I do is kind of microseconds before I leave that 5-draw, I start to do the bend, so that when I'm hitting the 4-draw, it's already in the bent, half a step bent position, and then I let it resolve up to the 4-draw. All right, so let's talk a little bit about, if you've seen other lessons, you've seen this covered, but how to bend a note. You're basically changing your embouchure. So that's the shape of your mouth as you fit it over, in this case, a single note on the harmonica. So again, if I take the 4-draw as an example, that's unbent, right? And I'm making a nice embouchure, kind of like you would, the shape of your mouth would be like if you were whistling, right? So that makes a nice seal over that 4-draw. Then, without changing that, the lips, the shape of your lips, you change the cavity that is your mouth, right? And you end up kind of making the opening through which air is being drawn on that draw note, you make it a bit smaller. So I usually liken it to putting your thumb over a garden hose. It makes the water flow differently. You've not increased the pressure per se, because it's still coming out at the same, like from the source, it's still coming out at the same pressure, but you're changing that opening a little bit so it rushes over the opening a little bit more. Similar concept, I don't know if that helps you or not, when you're bending a draw note on the harmonica. I'm just going to change, if I show you from the side, just changing the shape of my mouth by putting my jaws, I guess, a little bit closer together is what it works out to. It's sort of like, I don't know if you ever tried this when you were a kid, making that drip noise. That's a similar thing that you need to do. You're changing the shape of your mouth cavity to achieve that drip sound. It's similar, but in that case, air's rushing out. With a draw note on the harmonica, the air is rushing in. All right, so give that a try, and you can pause the lesson here and work on your 4 draw, keeping in mind that you're going to be doing it just after you come from the 5 draw. So you want a 4 draw, 5 draw, 4 draw bend, 4 draw. All right, we'll get into the rest afterwards. So work on that, and we're going to move on in the next segment to the chords in Long Way Home. All right, there's only 3 or 4 chords that you need to know to lay underneath your harmonica intro for Take the Long Way Home. When I'm performing the song, I don't know if you've ever heard them, Supertramp's live version, I think Live in Paris. On that album, it's piano, but he's just bopping back and forth on the piano between 2 different octaves of the C note. And it's very bassy because he's right at that bottom C on the piano, and it sounds really cool. I'll usually just simulate that a little bit on the guitar and then pause, right? And for that, I'm just doing an A minor shape. So I've got my my index finger there at the 1st fret. This is all expressed relative to the capo, right? So I've got the capo, it's making that actually a C minor chord, not an A minor, right? But I've got my 1st finger, my index finger, at the 1st fret of the B string. Then I have my middle finger here at the 2nd fret of the D string, and my ring finger at the 2nd fret of the G string. That's your A minor chord. For that little effect of the alternating C's, I'm just picking out the A string, it's open, A string, and the G string, right? So those are alternating C notes. Then I'll pause and start the intro to the song. You do not have to do it that way. It's just how I do it. So the 1st chord is actually an A minor 7. So to make an A minor 7, just pick up that ring finger, and you're left with your index finger and your 3rd finger, right? That's an A minor 7. There is then a G chord, because we've got the capo that is actually a B flat, but easier to think of it as a G. So A minor 7, G, D, that's an F because of the capo, and then a C. And the C is just the A chord, so you make an A chord shape, and with the capo it's a C. All right, that's all the chords. So, those are the simple chords. We're going to put them underneath the harmonica intro solo, and I'm going to put all of the notes up in the PictoTab, where you will recall that a blue square means blow and a red square means draw, and if it's a red square with a little arrow in it, that's where I want you to do a draw with a bend, a half step bend, and it's going to be on that 4 draw note. All right, coming up. All right, those notes on the harmonica, I'm going to play it nice and slow, look like this. And then you go through it again. That's it. I hope you've enjoyed today's lesson on how to play that intro to Supertramp's Take the Long Way Home, a haunting solo, beautiful, on the harmonica. All right. Again, it's in the key of C, and we're playing in second position, so it's an F harmonica that I've got in the rack, for a bright green F harmonica that I've got in the rack for today. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you will take a minute and subscribe to Sly Wagon Lessons on your way out today, and tune back in for more instruction on how to play the harmonica and the guitar together. Thanks. Great to see you. Hope to see you again.